Hello and welcome to TexWired by Aman. This is episode 16. Today we have a very different episode. We will not be covering anything educational, but on the other side, we will be covering more of an entrepreneurial journey of a brand called Fuark. So, welcome to the podcast, Rimpy. How are you?
Thank you, Aman. It's wonderful to be on your show, and I'm all good. Well, how's on your side?
Oh, it's all good. It's all good. A little bit issues with the corona, otherwise, everything else is good. So it's very nice to have you on the show because I'm very excited to cover some entrepreneurial journey. So before we get into the whole entrepreneurship, just can you give me some background about yourself, about and how you got into this?
Uh, okay. Me being born and brought up in Surat only, and as a normal guy, it's almost 50% probability in Surat that you will end up in textiles only,
Right,
and I was
right.
one of them.
Yeah.
I was one of them. So, my grandfather started a business. So, my father carried forward, and me was carrying it forward again. So, that's how I entered into the textiles, and gradually I moved into something else.
Okay,
So,
true.
this was pretty much about me.
So what's in this whole textile field? What was your family business?
We were from start only, we were into manufacturing of synthetic fibers.
Okay.
So, we were having our own factory established at different locations. And
Okay.
so we were into that only, and we were kind of interested in this synthetic thing only from my grandfather's age. So
Right.
they were kind of into it from long, so they established out in Surat, and they are here from
Okay.
last 35 years. That made me
Yeah.
the kind
You're
of
well.
hereditary thing that I had.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Very well established and very well informed about this whole field, I can say,
Exactly.
because it's from
Yes.
your
So I
grandfather to
was.
your father to you. So you have just grown up looking at all this.
Exactly. So that was pretty much about this key. I had to, there wasn't a choice key whether I liked it or not, but yes, I had to carry it forward.
No, that's
So
awesome.
I
That's
was,
awesome.
and I was pretty much enjoying even key. Yes, though that I didn't want to, create an empire or something of my own, but I
Right.
was already getting established business from my father.
Yeah, it actually works out very well. A lot of people just don't agree with joining family business straight away and stuff. But I'm glad to see that it worked out for you, and you're doing very well for yourself.
Just for the experience thing, I was quite happy about the fact that yes, I got already established business, so
Right.
I can have an experience out there. I can try my luck, and just in case if I don't succeed, I can move into another thing.
Yeah,
So
yeah. Like life is long. It is not fixed
yes,
anything. Yeah. So I'm very happy it like things turned out well for you. That's good.
yes.
So what is your brand called? It's
It's called Fuaark. It's a very different name. People
right.
usually associate it with some other negative word, but it's Fuaark. Firstly, I'd like to tell
Okay.
you that it's.
I see, yeah.
Yes, that the history behind the word is actually
Yeah, I
there
was
used
about
to
to
be a
ask you
guy.
what yeah.
Yes,
What's the
actually, I have
what does it mean and what is it? Yeah.
exactly. There was a guy who was very built and aesthetically physiqued well. So he used to, pump himself by saying "fuck," and whenever he used to work it out, whenever he used to
Oh,
go to gym, he used to say this word loud that bring him an adrenal rush towards it. So so that's why
right.
that's how the name came. And what exactly is that is like it's a high
Yeah.
quality fitness apparel brand which
Mm,
we started almost 3 to 4 years ago for the
nice.
audiences who are into fitness,
Right.
who stay fit.
Yeah. So yeah, since your story started from from a gym, so I'm sure. Yeah, and even fork sounds like It sounds like a sound more like a word, more than a
Yeah,
word. Yeah.
actually.
Right.
Yes.
Right. Please continue. So you started 3 years ago.
Yes, as we started 3 years ago. Basically, we're having a niche market of the people who are from the age group of 15 to 38 who likes to stay fit and are having a decent physique actually. And we actually wanted to bridge the gap between the high quality MNCs brands like Nike, Adidas,
Right.
which gives a premium quality but charges a very high price for the same, and
Mm, right.
with the cheap brands who were at a low price, but the quality was also very low. So
Okay.
between them, Fuark came.
Yeah. Okay. So it's good. You sound you found where the inefficiency is, because a lot of these brands, they actually offer a lot, and sometimes they try to conceive, like, misinterpret I wouldn't say misinterpret. It's more like they misuse their brand name by giving poor quality things, and even
Exactly.
and charge a
Yes.
premium as well. Even though the
Exactly.
yeah, being from a textile field myself, and I'm sure you also know about it. So when we come across such fabrics, we can like slightly judge, like, this is
Mhm.
what's the costing behind it, or what's going.
That's not
Yeah, we don't mind paying the premium, but then when we recognize the quality, we are not very happy with the purchase or the new collection that they usually offer sometimes. Okay, yeah, my next question would be, Fuaark is it's a very interesting concept that you got up, because you are comparing with these high-end brands. So where did you get the idea of starting this whole collection, or like a brand for gym, for gymming? Like, I think there are quite a lot of brands anyways. So how come you got into this?
As I already told you, we were into textiles from last around 35 years. So I was already
Right.
given my textile business to handle it. But some or the other, I wasn't satisfied with that. Ki yes, whatever I'm doing, I haven't actually done anything more in order to grow that. Even if I had put some effort to growing my father's business, I wasn't that happy from inside. So that's
Oh,
the
okay.
reason I was looking for some or the other thing which can get start from the scratch.
Okay.
So back then,
You wanted to create your
yes,
own piece, or like,
exactly.
yeah.
Means the current business is already running. So I was having an opportunity that yes, I can experiment with something else. If it works, well and good. If it doesn't, my existing business is there only.
Okay,
So
okay.
that's the reason from last before 6 to 7 years ago, I guess I was thinking of starting many new businesses, but whenever there was a
Okay.
time to execute it, some or the other issue came, so I wasn't able to do that. Many were
Okay.
shelved in the planning stage only.
All right. So all these
So
other ideas that you have, were these also in this textile industry, or it
no,
was
they were many, many ideas. Even I thought of
besides
funding
textile?
startups. Yeah,
Oh,
besides
great.
textile, because already textile were we were already doing that, so I didn't wanted to create another channel of textiles only. I wanted to do something different. I
Explore,
even thought
yeah.
of diamonds. Yes,
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Surat is about diamonds and textiles, so I even went exploring diamonds. So, but some or the other, as said, due to scalability, funding, futures, and profit,
Yeah, you
something
can't do
I
everything, so
didn't.
you have to find your space and what works for you, right?
So, you know what happened? 5 years ago or something, e-commerce was booming in Surat. Many of the textile businesses who were doing pretty good in wholesale, they started out retail also on Flipkart and all.
Right.
And
Yeah.
even there were people who started their own website. So I was very fascinated about that. Yes, this is something which appeals me.
Yeah.
So I was finding something that what I can even start in the online segment. So
Mm.
one day, I just started going gym in around couple of months ago. So my wife came up with an idea. Ki, why don't you come up with a clothing brand just for the gym people? Means this side is still unexplored. So I was
Right.
like, yes, I was quite, this idea is quite decent enough. So I went on exploring this idea and I started the research of it. Ki actually, what people are wearing in the gym. I used to go to gym. I used to come back and write it down on the notes. Ki
Right.
yes, these are things which people are wearing. These are the brands which they are wearing. I started moving to different outlets of all the big brands, that what exactly material they are using.
Okay.
Then
Yeah.
gradually, then why they are using that particular brand, and from
Mm.
where we can source the fabric, the printing thing, the marketing, the selling mode. Then gradually everything uh, came on one
Right.
after the other.
So it all started
So
to fall in place slowly.
exactly. And as
Oh.
as I became a bit confident that yes, we can go ahead with this. Then I went to couple of cities to source the fabric. and made some sample pieces, changed it a bit, then a bit of fitting and something, and then
Right.
went to my father, that yes, this is what I want to do. This is my report. Ki I have prepared it. This is the costing. These are the things. And then
Hmm.
he was also not that much sure, but yes, he was like, yes, okay, you can go
Yeah,
ahead.
there is some
So
uncertainty when it comes to new ventures or new business fund investments and all. So yeah,
exactly.
I can
And I
understand.
won't even blame him for that. He was spectacle for the reason ki we have seen a lot of volumes and money in textiles.
Right.
Every day lakhs of rupees of fabrics are coming and yarns are coming and fabrics are growing. So, lakhs of rupees. And here I was asking my father for a mere investment that I can sell stringers. That's what we call, which is a word used for waste.
Okay.
So we call it
Yeah.
stringers. So I was asking them ki okay, I will be selling stringers online, and I need some capital investment, though that
Right.
investment wasn't that much. So he didn't disagree for the fact, and he gave me, but inside he wasn't happy. He was like, okay, let him try for a year, he'll again come back and he'll be like, okay, I made a mistake or something.
Okay.
So but what
Typical father answers. But yeah.
exactly,
Hmm.
but he gave the investment, and we were off
Oh,
with the
that's
mark
good.
of Fuark.
Oh, nice. So how big is your team as of now?
We started around two people, me and my wife only. We were doing everything actually, from calling the customers, from handling the websites and all. And
Yeah.
since last 3 years, we grow it, we grew. And actually, this is not a funded company. Obviously, this is a seed capital investment which we asked from my
Right.
father. So it was being
Yeah.
very limited with the budget.
Yeah. And
So we
yeah.
were,
Also,
yes,
it can be very hectic because there is so many things to do, and and
oh,
sometimes
there were a lot of things.
yeah, and sometimes you just know, just because you are confident, like in your own skill and how much you can set up, you just end up doing most of the things. And sometimes even
Exactly.
getting an extra hiring another labor, or I would say getting an extra hand, just doesn't seems very reasonable. So you might as well just put the time in and do everything yourself, given there's a
Yes.
yeah, it's a startup, so it starts with a huge struggle.
Exactly. And believe me, entrepreneurship is very tough. Actually, we were
Yeah.
doing practically everything. In the start, though, we were having many work, actually, not just sourcing the fabric and designing it and thinking about the marketing, but even setting up the own store as in sense our website. So
Yeah.
by selecting the name, the logo, the branding type, now trademarking it, now website
Right.
designing, how every page
Yeah.
will look like. So it was
Yeah.
very hectic.
It sounds like many small things, but each of these small things take a
Yes,
lot of time, because
actually,
when it comes to designing and all, like, it's easy to get a design, but then to be sure that you're going to go ahead with this and you're going to actually market it, produce this. So you're always in the range between being 90% to 100%. You're always jumping around, which whether we should go or no, or we should take some time to do some more research or things a little bit more, or spend some more time to see if it's actually, like, if there's any way we can improve. Like, we start to chase perfection more than what we are actually doing. So I
absolutely.
oh, that's
Whenever we used to finalize design or a page on website, by the time it is executed, we come up with another one key. Okay, now this is looking much better than what we are getting as of now. So we used to again change it. Key,
hmm,
even if it'll take time, but we don't want to create any loopholes in that.
yeah, a lot of trial and
So
errors, right? Going
exactly. And
right.
yes, to answer your question, we are having a team of around 11 people.
Okay.
So in last 3 years, we grew that much, and we are pretty happy about the fact.
Oh,
Yes,
that's great.
we are a team of 11.
Oh, that's great. That's great. So, moving on, like, I want to know a little bit of the, like, customer side, because so can you get some insight about what your target customer looks like? And because it's uh, I would say it's 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 a gym wear, like usually how
Mm-hmm.
people would summarize it. It's gym wear. And do you think your target is only target market is only limited to people who gym? And do you think there is more areas where people can use your clothing besides just gymming?
Definitely. When we started off, we were pretty sure from the first day that yes, our target audience would be only with the people who likes to stay fit and who are into gym, and that to the elite class of people who loves to show off their body and the clothes.
Right,
So we
right.
started off with that, but gradually we moved into athleisure. Actually, this athleisure was what first coined by Lululemon, a brand from US. So you know
Right,
what
right,
athleisure is, the mixture of athletes and the leisures. So
right,
the
right, right.
same yeah, the same joggers which you're wearing in the gym, you can even wear in any cafes, or you can sit in the lounge, so you can on
Yeah,
the couch, so you can, so that we came up with that concept. Yes, this is much more appealing and much more our type of concept. So we gradually moved into that, but yes, keeping the fit and the feel of a person likes who are into the gymming thing.
right,
You know
right,
what
right.
we came up with, as I told you, it was just couple of months that I started going gym. So
Yeah.
whenever we
Yeah,
used to
you're
design any
quite like
fabric,
an athlete yourself. So I can, yeah, I can imagine, yeah,
thank
I
you.
can understand your passion.
Yes. So you know what I used to do? We used to do like while designing.
Right.
Uh, we used to keep the bicep length a bit short and a bit tight. So whenever a
Mm.
person, even if he has visited gym and he's a very beginner level of bodybuilding, so
Right.
he will be wearing our clothes and he'll be feeling pretty confident about his physique just because of our fitting and our cuts. And
Yeah,
that
yeah.
was our USP and actually is our USP now only. So that hit the customers.
Yeah, because everyone in the gym, whenever they're lifting some weights, by the end of the session, they are usually pumped up. Like for guys, the muscles are all pumped up, and when the shirt starts to feel, the shirt fits better, and then they just get this whole psychology thing
Exactly.
that they are seeing results
So
after the end of the session. So it's very good point you picked up on the
yes,
fit. Yeah, it actually works.
exactly, and that worked for us actually. So yes, so and even the feedback which we got from the customers was above our expectations, and obviously this thing people also noticed that when they used to wear our clothes, their body looked more pumped just because of the tapered fit which we gave them. So we
Right.
tried for the sample, we tried n number of samples for us. For every inch, we used to make another sample. So, that
Yeah.
made for worked for us. By the end, we got a very decent product, and that continued for 3 years.
Nice, nice, nice. Wow. It's very nice to see the athleisure as a concept. Uh, people, some people are not
Hmm.
like only younger generations are familiar, but now even the older generations are starting to get into this whole wave of athleisure because for them it's either wearing clothes that are only good enough for homes. They have different clothes when they are going for a walk or exercising, or they have a different set of clothes for like a lot of things. But something like athleisure, you can wear it at home, or you can even it's more like a lounge wear that
Home
if
also, and even while working out, yes,
yeah. So
definitely.
if you're just doing an activity that does not require any thought of clothing, so you can just wear this and go out anywhere. If it's
Exactly. And
yeah, yeah,
athleisure is the new airport wear.
right, yeah, yeah. I see a lot
Airport,
of
the
these
new look
celebrities.
of airport. Exactly. So, they have promoted the joggers and the loose clothes, which, people generally used to wear in workouts or in there. So they are doing it in airports. So the whole wave of athleisure is like we wonderful.
Yeah, yeah. Actually, like personally, all of my clothing is athleisure. Uh, like I'm wearing
Yeah.
like like if like some things I use it as a gym wear because some of them are the fittings are nice, but then they are so soft and it feels very comfortable. I even wear it to night as a night suit sometimes with some other tees. I can like the old athleisures that I have when then they're
Mhm.
slightly worn out. I don't want to wear it too often, so I can it's very easy to use it as a night suit. It's very comforting. So
Exactly.
I see the whole wave of athleisure because it's uh, it's multi-purpose in such a way that a lot of people don't realize that they will end up choosing athleisure from their wardrobe for a lot of things, like even
Uh,
small things to even going out.
Unknowingly, they would be having, exactly, they would be already having those clothes. Knowingly or unknowingly that this is an athleisure wear, they would be
Right.
having that.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I think we have people looking at all these celebrities, what they're wearing to, like you mentioned, airport looks, and some people then try to copy that for everyday wear, but they are not sure if that's that's actually athleisure. So for them, it's more like,
Exactly.
oh, and some people
So,
misinterpret it, like they're just wearing gym clothes at home, but they won't
Mhm.
say it athleisure. They're saying, "Oh, I'm just wearing my gym clothes at home," but they won't say it's
Right.
athleisure. So yeah, I understand this concept of uh, a lot of people not being aware that such styling or such clothing is actually called athleisure. Right now,
Yes.
it's
And
more popular. Yeah.
just last 4 years when it started to grow, the wave of athleisure came, so we were pretty decent enough to grab it, and so that's the reason our audience base quite increased widely. First we were just targeted to the gym, but yes, when the trend started changing and we adapted it, so the audience, and that showed in our sales also.
Hmm.
Yes, we were pretty good enough in catching the wave.
Right. So you it's been 4 years, right? Since 3 years. You said 3 years, right? That your
More
band's
than
been
3 years actually.
slightly more than 3 years. Oh, that's good.
Hmm.
So what's the I understand this whole concept of athleisure, but I want to know as a brand, like where do you want to take your brand, uh, like in the following years? Like what's more to gym wear?
Actually, we as of now we are just into the men's segment, but in next 6 months we are covering the females one, and even we are coming up with another segment of work. So and as of now, there is no set goal for us. But
Right.
even after this, and this pandemic has been a blessing in disguise for us, because people have started using e-commerce much more than before.
Yeah,
So I came
definitely.
across with a
Yeah.
data or something that yes, around 29% of the people who weren't buying before this lockdown started buying online only, because not just because of the ease of buying, but also for the hindrance which they are having while visiting a mall, and then coming back with the clothing. And reason
Right.
for another reason also, I went to Zara the other day, and they
Right.
didn't allowed me to have a trial of the clothing which I was buying. They were like, we
Oh,
will be
say.
exchanging just in case any size or quality issue, but we won't allow you the trial. So
Oh,
why should
that just
I handle
destroys the
these?
whole. That just destroys the
Exactly.
whole purpose of a retail store. If you can't experience the clothing, then you're more reluctant
Exactly.
to buy it. Hmm.
So there
That-
came the e-commerce thing, and it increased, very much. It means more than our expectation. And even
Right.
after this pandemic, we are approx or even more than doing a 4 CRs of turnover as of 2021. Still 2 months, 4 months are left, but we are pretty sure that we will exceed this 4 CR mark.
Oh,
And I guess,
that's huge.
and exactly. That's when
Right.
we were into textiles and I was starting. So this is a stringer thing. So many people used to come to me and used to ask, "Aaj kitne banyan beche aapne?" So no, that was the case. People were thinking
Trying
me
to
as a
degrade.
normal.
Yeah.
Exactly. They were like, "What the hell are you doing? You are having such a good textile business and you are doing this thing." But
Hmm.
now they are coming up to me and asking, "Sir, even I want to start online. How can I do that?" So the
Yeah, it's a
tables have
typical
completely
entrepreneur
turned.
story. People don't support you, and
Exactly.
then when you make
Not
something out
at
of
all.
it, then people see it.
Exactly. So,
Yeah.
and yes, this 4 CR mark is quite good for us in last 3 years, and we are growing month to month. We are almost 20% growing. So we are
Oh, that's
having an
huge. Yeah.
expectation to, yes, reach around 50 CR or something in 5 years, because we are adding two new lines in the next 6 months. So we are
Oh, that's
quite
awesome.
sure, positive, yes, we will be able to reach that mark of 50 CR. That too without any funding.
Oh, that's great. I think you are like like self-sufficient enough to support your own expansion. I'm sure.
Yes, actually, the our startup is totally profitable from day one, which I had the first sale of Fuark that was on 13th Jan 2017 till now. Every product which is sold is having a profit for us. And we have been
Right.
taught from childhood only that you buy or produce something for 6, spend 2 on marketing and sell on 10. So
Mm,
we are having a every time we are having a profit, we don't know the concept of burning cash in order for the customer acquisition. So,
right.
our startup is quite profitable. So, due to this, we don't need external funding
Yeah, not
to
at all.
raise.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, we are doing pretty well in terms of the expansion thing. And
Oh,
I
that's
hope at yes, we
yeah.
reach the deadline which we have set.
Oh, that's great. Best wishes to you, my friend. I hope
Thank
you will
you,
make it work.
Aman.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Exactly.
Plus, yeah, I've visited your website. It's quite nice. I really like it.
Thank you.
It's
Thank you.
good. Yeah. So, uh, I think the episode is getting longer. So, for our listeners, where can they find you? Like, if they were to shop at
Uh,
Fuark, where are they available?
we are Aman. Apart from our own website, that's Fuaark.com, we are having presence on Myntra, Jabong, Flipkart, Amazon, Snapdeal.
Oh, all
So
of the
we are
online
everywhere.
platforms,
You can,
online.
yeah. Even if people don't find us there or having some doubts about that, they can just Google us, and we are there in their
Yeah,
hands.
definitely. I think based on your presence, they can. It's not very difficult to find you. I'm sure about that.
Exactly.
That's great.
Yes, I
Quite
hope.
extensive, I would say. That's
Exactly.
awesome. All right. On that note, thank you so much, Rimpy, for making this episode
Uh,
about your entrepreneur journey and covering your brand.
Thanks to you, Aman, for calling me.
Yeah, definitely. I had a great time, and it's very interesting to see this whole entrepreneurship journey and what it is to have a startup clothing brand, especially in athleisure. So I think that was very insightful. I think, yeah, right. So on that note,
Yes, likewise. Likewise, Aman.
yeah, thank you for coming on the episode. I hope for the listeners, I hope this week's episode earned your subscribe and follow. You can reach out to us at the email given in the description below. And my name is Amanpreet Singh. Let's get educated. Let's be an educated shopaholics. And I'll see you next week. Thank you.